Hey everyone, we are live today on WEN, and I cannot tell you what it takes to make these things happen. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of coordination, and you know what? That's what you need in your business. It takes a lot more than just showing up, it takes all of those other things, having a great support team. So we're so excited to be here today with our WEN Live. I have to tell you two secrets right from the very beginning. Krystal, who's going to be taking over our Facebook Live today, she literally has inspired me to step up and show up, not only in my own personal life, but in my business because of the things I've learned from her. That's one thing. Having the right people in your corner help you succeed. That's the first secret of success. The second secret of success is to show up and be ready to learn. You know, one of the things that I've always realized in my life is if you say, I know it already, I know it all, I already knew that, that tells you you're not willing to learn and change and evolve and transform. And so today, when Krystal takes over our Facebook Live, she is going to deep dive literally into how you can be more successful at your business. Now, remember, with her business, Simply she literally will help you break through some of those barriers that are between you and success, whether it's your project management and how you time block, how you manage your time and success. It really hurts when you can't do everything. But guess what? Krystal's going to show you that you don't have to do everything. You just have to do a few things well and right and consistently that it helps you succeed. So we are so excited to have Krystal today on our live to take over and really mentor you ladies in understanding where to level up in your business. Krystal, we'll let you take it away.
All right. Thanks, Char. All right. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to slides, and you guys just let me know when you can see them so that we can get rolling here. All right, can you guys see my slides? I'm going to take that as a yes. All right, so thank you so much, Char, for having me. I'm going to talk a little bit today about goal setting for success. As Char mentioned, I am the founder, CEO of Simply Slay Hard Every Day. You can see my Facebook and Instagram handles on the screen. So a little bit about me, founder, author, speaker, as well as a coach. And today we're going to be really deep diving into what it really takes to be able to maximize your abilities as a project manager, as a boss, as a business owner, and how you can really break through those mental blocks and be able to be successful in your personal life as well as your business. I also have a podcast. The podcast can be found at isimplyShe.com/podcast, as well as a private Facebook community where I go over all these tips and strategies to help womenpreneurs like yourself be successful. I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide, but just, I have several businesses. I'm a serial womanpreneur. I have a pole and sensual dance studio in Temple Hills, Maryland, as well as a sensual aerial dance brand. And then Simply She is my coaching business as well as my podcast. And I have over 15 plus years in sales and marketing experience, over 10 plus years in program and project management. So that's where a lot of my foundation comes from in terms of being able to teach these strategies to you and to other women to help them be successful. So you hear me talking about slay hard every day, Simply She. What does it mean? It means to simply be empowered and get results. So we're going to talk about how you can do that and how you can get those results. So today we're going to really be talking about defining core tasks and objectives in your business and personal life, setting SMART goals, and then going over the power of implementation. So what do you feel like is the most difficult problem you have when it comes to goal setting? I know that maybe we struggle to set goals. We don't know how, maybe nothing's getting accomplished, not seeing the results that we want to see, but just think about what are the most difficult problems that you might have. So hopefully this doesn't describe your life right now, but it might, having sticky notes everywhere of things to do. You have a huge to-do list and you don't know necessarily how you're going to tackle it all. There's so much to do, especially if you are a solo entrepreneur. So some of the things we might think we need to do, what if I could just get organized? So I'll make my to-do list. I'm going to organize everything, make it look pretty. Maybe that's going to help me. Maybe if I turn on some music, that'll help me. A lot of times, like especially when I was younger, my mom would always turn on music for us to clean on the weekends. Maybe we thought, if I just listen to some music, this is going to help me be more productive as I'm working in my business. Maybe more time. If I could just have some more time, that would allow me to be able to be more successful, because then I could just get more things done throughout the day. But we know that time is finite, so maybe there's something else that could be done. Money. Maybe we need more money, right? A lot of us are like, man, if I could just have a quick cash injection into my business, then, that would help me be more successful, help me to achieve my goals. And who doesn't want more money, right? But sometimes I think we kind of ignore the problem or the challenges that we have at hand. Maybe we lack confidence and knowledge, right? So if you don't have the confidence to move forward with strategy in your business, if maybe you feel like you need to take another class to be where you need to be, or, some more courses, all these things I think play a role in why we may not feel like we can properly set goals or reach our goals. Maybe we just have too many ideas. A lot of us, especially as creatives, if you're in the creative space, you ideate until you have analysis paralysis, where there's too many things to do, too many things to wrap your arms around. And now you're just kind of like sitting with all these great ideas, and we don't really know which one to move forward with. And hopefully this isn't you, but your done pile looks very scarce and your to-do pile is very large. So that's typically what happens when we're not necessarily able to meet our goals like we should. So I've been asking this question and asking you to think about it. Why are we unable to meet our goals? Typically, there are 3 reasons why we don't. Clarity, planning, and execution. And I made the execute button extremely big, and we're going to continue to talk about that as I'm speaking. But those are the top 3 reasons why we typically don't meet our goals. We're not clear on what we want to accomplish. We fail to plan, or the planning is not as thorough, and then we don't execute. And then there's what are you actually trying to accomplish, right? You see the finish line there. What does that look like when you cross the finish line? So a lot of what I go over in my coaching program, the She Collective, is obtaining clarity around you and your core values. The clarity was the first thing that we talked about. And within that clarity, I talk about a concept called the boss identity, which is the best observation of your subconscious self. And that really focuses on who you are, what you want, and then just clarity on your core values. What do you stand for? And this is important because not only is it personal to you, but what is personal and what is in your core values comes out in your business, comes out in your brand. So if you're not clear on that from the beginning, as a person, as a business owner, then you're going to lack clarity within your brand, within your business, and how you want to move forward. So let's talk about how we can kind of circumvent or move past some of those things. Clearly defining your tasks and objectives. And here I have some pictures of things that people normally want to accomplish in life, right? You want to state clearly what you want to accomplish. So you see the picture of the house. I want to buy a house. You see the new job. I want a new job, or I want a new career path. And then next that you see the scale. I want to lose weight, right? Those are clearly stating what you want. What do you want to accomplish? Now we got to figure out, what does success look like? What does it feel like? And the reason why is because you may be working towards the same goal as someone else, but your success could look completely different. What success means to you could be completely different. And that's why we really focus on the boss identity, because you knowing who you are, what you want to accomplish, really solidifies for you what your path looks like, what that success factor looks like. For someone, let's take the losing weight example. 10 pounds might be their success factor, but then for someone else, they might want to lose 20 or 30 pounds. So, and they're trying to accomplish the same goal. They're trying to lose weight. So you really have to get clear on, what does success look like? And similarly in your business, maybe your revenue goal is 10,000 and that's success for you. But for someone else who's trying to scale, that $20,000 mark is success for them. So really being clear about what that looks like for you and your business. How do we do that? we set SMART goals. So I talked about this a little bit in the beginning. SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So let's break that down a little bit. So here's an example, my favorite example, because it's very clear and it's written in the SMART format. So I want to earn my MBA by October 2022 so that I can apply for the lead budget analyst position of ABC investment firm because an MBA is required. And you'll see why this is my favorite example in a second. So if you were looking at the SMART methodology or SMART formula, the specific piece of that, earning an MBA by 2020 for promotion, like we're very specific on what we want to do. How is it measurable? You can track the number of credits that you're earning towards your MBA, right? That's how you know where you are in terms of being successful. Attainable. From our knowledge in general in life, we know that an MBA, a master's degree, is attainable in 2 years. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more. But from our knowledge, we know that we can do it in 2 years. Relevant. An MBA is needed to advance, right? We want to, and which is one of the most important things, we want to stay at this company and get promoted. And the reason I want to spend a little bit of time on that is because a lot of times we set these goals that actually aren't relevant to what we want to do in the long term, or they don't resonate with our core values. It's just a goal. And we really want to get out of the habit of just setting goals to just have goals and setting goals that align with our core value and our vision and our mission in our business, right? So for this example, for this person, they want to stay at the company and get promoted. So it's kind of like the same thing, like don't just get for example, let's say you want to be a project manager and you want to get your PMP, right? That's a certification that project managers typically get. But then let's say in 5 years, you want to start a restaurant. Now, I'm not going to say that getting your project management certification wouldn't help you run your restaurant, but maybe it would be more beneficial for you to take cooking classes, maybe more beneficial to take a hospitality type of a course or program so that you can actually be further along and gain knowledge in the industry that you eventually want to go in. And hopefully that makes sense. Likewise, let's say you want to start a restaurant. Does it really make sense to go out and spend thousands of dollars to start a lawn business, like a lawn care business, just because it's something that it's easy for you to do right now? So really being intentional about the activities that you partake in. And then the last one, time bound. We have a deadline of October 2022, and we already talked about how that 2-year deadline was doable with what we know. So I always say, don't just set goals, be smart about it. You have to know what you're working towards and when you need to complete it by, and if it's still relevant. And the relevancy piece is very key. So just make sure that when you are setting goals in your business or your personal life, it is relevant to what you want to do in the long term. And a lot of times, sometimes we don't know what we want to do so far out, but at least for the plan that you set forth for yourself as it stands today, it's relevant and not just something that's just random in the outskirts. So we've set our goals. We're like, oh my gosh, goal setting complete, that we're successful, but we're not done yet, right? I set my goals. Now what? Now what do I need to do? It's time to execute. So that third pillar, time to execute, time to put in the work. And I really just want to impart that goals without a plan is really just a wish. You're just wishing that you did something rather than actually putting it into or taking action on it, rather. So creating a plan is like one of the first steps, whether that's short term, medium term, or long term. And an action plan is the best thing to do, especially if you are a womanpreneur. And your action plan is your blueprint that helps you strategically execute tasks that you will be able to achieve your goals and work towards your vision. Strategically is the key word here when it comes to action planning. As you can see, I have like an affinity thing for sticky notes. That's why they keep appearing in my presentation, just because I like them. But seriously, don't have your office or where you do your workspace look like that picture in the middle with all the sticky notes. You do want to actually have a plan that drives you forward. And let's talk about the elements of what your action plan should have. Key components. there needs to be a main objective, right? Then we have the SMART goals. We have task and subtasks. We have task owners, and then we have start and end dates. So your main objective would be that overarching goal that you want to achieve, right? So let's start with, I want to make $10,000 in my business, right? Let's say that's, or in a month, that's your goal. So turning that into a SMART goal, that would be something like, I want to make $10,000 in my business in a month within the next 90 days, so that I can hire my first part-time assistant. That would be like a SMART goal for you in your business. Then you would list out all of your tasks and your subtasks, right? So what do you need to do in your business to be able to meet those goals? Maybe you need to be on the phone every single day. Maybe you need to write a blog post. Maybe you need to have meetings with people, network with people, whatever that looks like for you, whatever those revenue generating activities are for you, then that's what you would have on your action plan. And then task owner. So this, as a solopreneur, you probably are going to be doing most of your tasks, meaning they belong to you. But as you scale, you're going to start to bring on team members. And you want to be able to assign things to your team members so that they are responsible for getting those things done. And then, of course, your start and your end dates. Like, when are you starting this task or this subtask, and when is it due by? Now, I could get really complicated and get down into the nitty gritty with like dependencies and milestones, and that's something for another day. And that's tackled within my coaching program, because I do believe that business owners do need advanced project management skills, especially as they scale to large teams. But for now, this is where we want to start. This is our foundation. So what do we think is the primary reason why we fail to meet our goals? You can go ahead and put that in the comments. I know some folks make sure, I forgot to mention at the beginning, make sure you're commenting throughout, and I'll definitely make sure I answer your questions or comments toward the end. But what do we feel like is the primary reason why we fail to meet our goals? It's because we fail to implement. Quite often, we don't have a knowledge problem. We don't have a confidence problem necessarily. We have an implementation problem. So it's not a knowledge problem. You have an implementation problem, meaning you know what to do, but you are not doing it. So one thing I always say is no action equals no satisfaction. In the She Collective, we are all about taking action. So use the triple I formula. Implement in increments. Say that one more time, because it's an alliteration. Implement in increments, meaning that's what your action plan helps you to do, right? You don't necessarily have to wrap your arms around the whole thing or all the tasks that you have to do. There's several little things that you can do. So several small tasks that you can do to help you achieve your larger goal. You're not just going to be able to just tomorrow make $10,000, or maybe, unless you have like a very high ticket product that you sell, and you sold one of them. But there's going to be the sum of all those small actions are going to be what's actually going to get you to success, to your goal. And that finally, let's talk about the power of implementation. And this is one of the things that I feel, in terms of we talk about confidence, is super duper important in your business. You see, we all have potential even before we start. So even before you start that activity, you post on social media, you start your business, you have the idea, you have potential. And this is getting in a little bit of my nerdy background, my engineering background, but we have potential energy even at rest. So potential energy is energy that's stored in an object due to its position relative to some zero position, meaning it can move or it could stay at rest, right? But either way, it has potential energy. So energy is the ability to do work, and it can be changed from one form to another, but it cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed. So an energy drives our action, meaning we have that potential to do something. That's what's driving us to do the action in our business. Action creates momentum, and momentum drives your implementation. So the best way to create momentum to start acting is to act. By doing that, you create that momentum to drive you forward, and it drives continuous implementation in your personal life as well as your business. The greater your momentum, the more you will implement. And the more you implement, the greater your manifestation of success will be. I always say that I am my own success story, and you can be too. So let's recap a little bit. We talked about defining our objectives, setting SMART goals, and then implementing in increments. And this was the key to goal setting for success. And how do I know that this works? How do I know? It's because I've done it. So these are just a couple of shots of me with the She Collective, but also in my businesses, as far as my personal brand, Krystal Vernee, Simply She, Divas and Dolls Fitness, and Cirque Sensual, right? Just me being able to build all of these things, using the action plans that I talked about and the methods, and then just having that momentum to keep going and to start new projects and expand. You can do this too. And if you're ready to close the gap, ready for a higher level of accountability, in-depth strategies to remove those mindset blocks, procrastination habits, you can have the confidence to go after your dreams too. So I would like to invite you guys to my virtual summit. It is taking place between Friday to Sunday. So it's a 3-day event. The link to the description is in the live, or link to those events are in the live description. And then all of the concepts that I talked about today are actually in my Slay Hard Everyday workbook. And that is something that we use within my coaching program. But you can also use it just, as an aside to be able to build those habits and start goal setting for success in your business. And the link for that is also in the description of this live. And then the last thing that I have for you guys is my goal setting planner. So my daily weekly planner, it's the She Weekly Power Planner, and that's free. And the description to that is also, or the link to that is also in the description of this live. So that's really all I have, guys. I do want to take questions or see comments. I'm going to stop my screen share so that I can see, because I wasn't able to see the comments. Okay, did we have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Char. Thanks, Char, so much for giving me the opportunity to take over this live and spread my zone of genius with these women. So I really appreciate it. Okay, while we're waiting for Char, I will just kind of talk to you guys a little bit about the virtual summit. So virtual summit is taking place from November the 13th to the 15th. We're starting Friday evening at 6 p.m. It's going to be a combination of networking and learning in terms of some entrepreneurship tips for your business. So marketing, sales, mindset, also financial advice. So getting your money mindset in order. We have some really awesome speakers, guys, that are coming out. And then we also have some additional tips just for the ladies, right? So we have a cooking demo going over the plant-based lifestyle, which I'm actually really interested in because I've thought about going vegan. but just kind of trying to figure out what that looks like for me. And then we also have a speaker that's going to be talking about how to reconnect with your lover. So some topics in addition to entrepreneurial topics as well. And then, of course, I'll be teaching some fun fitness classes, giving you guys a little bit of a taste of what we do at Divas and Dolls Fitness. So there's going to be a twerk lesson on Friday evening after the networking and our two speakers. And then on Saturday, we're going to have a stretch and movement meditation in the morning to kick us off for the day. And then at the end, we're going to be doing a chair dance class. And then on Sunday, I will also do a stretch and movement meditation class before we get started. So I really hope that you guys can join us. We have a full docket for all 3 days, and we have some awesome speakers, 11 speakers. I'm also going to be speaking and doing a masterclass during the event. So would really, really, really love it if you guys could come out. You can buy tickets for 1, 2, or 3 days. If you purchase tickets for the entire summit, you do get access to the summit recording and some other cool perks, including a free clarity session with me if you do purchase that ticket. So I don't know if Char is back, but we're gonna check and see if she is. And I know that the link for the virtual summit is being posted in the comments and is also available in the description of this live. And I believe Georgette, she's actually one of our speakers who's joining us this evening. So thanks so much, Georgette. All right. So while we're still waiting for Char, I will also just go ahead and talk about the Slay Hard Everyday Workbook. So while I was presenting, I wasn't able to hold it up, but here we can see a copy of it, Slay Hard Everyday Workbook. It's available in both print as well as digital format. And this is really a lot of the concepts that I was going over in the presentation are actually in the workbook. And it's very helpful to start at the beginning and kind of work your way through it, because it really does take you on a journey to be able to kind of get in touch with who you are and what you want to accomplish. What do you want to see happen in your personal life as well as in your business? So definitely check out the Slay Hard Everyday Workbook, and the link is in the description as well as the comments. And then finally, the free resource that I provided is the She Power Planner. So that is a weekly and daily planner. So it helps you get organized for the week. So in addition to your action plan, because I still personally do this, I have my action plan that I do take a look at every single day, but I do make separate daily checklists to be as efficient as possible. I'm a list maker. I'm type A. So type A people typically do the list thing, and I still do write things down. Of course, I dictate things on my laptop, but I also write things down. I like to be able to check things off. So I'm a little bit old school that way, that I've gotten things done. And so if you are too, this is a great resource for you because it kind of helps you move things along. And as you can see, things being checked off on your list and also checked off on your planner, your action plan and your planner, then it just helps you feel that sense of accomplishment, that sense of success as you move through different things in your business. All righty. Well, I don't think I'm not sure if Char maybe is having technical difficulties, possibly. But that's all that I have to share with you all. And I know that Char's links are also in the description of the live as well as the comments. So ladies, please feel free to continue to comment, and we'll definitely make sure that we respond to those. And then also you can reach out to us as well individually. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you all in the group and also hopefully at the summit as well. Take care.